You don't seduce a woman with compliments. You seduce her with contrast, with emotional chaos, with psychological polarity that makes her feel everything she didn't even know she craved. The truth, most men don't have the courage to pull this off, but the men who do, they don't chase women. Women chase them relentlessly, backhand index pointing right. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, here's your move. Heavy checkmark like this video, show you're one of the few who gets it. Heavy checkmark, drop a comment. What's the one psychological weapon you will master first? Heavy checkmark, subscribe and hit the bell, because next time, we're unlocking the next level of seduction most men will never reach. This isn't for everyone, it's for you, the man who's done being ordinary. Listen carefully. What I'm about to share isn't for the average nice guy, still stuck in the illusion that honesty, availability, and constant validation are what make a woman fall. No, this is for the man ready to operate on a deeper, darker, more primal level. A level where you don't just attract a woman, you embed yourself in her mind. You become the thought she can't silence, the curiosity she's desperate to satisfy, the riddle she keeps replaying long after you've left the room. Psychological seduction isn't about pretending. It's about understanding human behavior so deeply that your actions trigger unconscious responses, emotional reflexes, hidden fantasies. Think about it. The guys who keep women hooked aren't the ones texting good morning every day or showering them with gifts hoping for appreciation. They're the ones who make her feel uncertain. The ones who know exactly when to lean in and when to pull back. They disrupt her patterns, confuse her just enough, and that confusion breeds obsession. Robert Greene called this emotional pacing. In The Art of Seduction, he calls it strategic withdrawal. Give her a taste of what she wants, then disappear just long enough for her mind to spiral. It's not manipulation, it's psychological craftsmanship. A woman doesn't fall because you're always there. She falls because you leave gaps, gaps where her imagination fills in the blanks, where she wonders, questions, fantasizes. The man who sparks her imagination, he dominates her emotional world. Here's what most guys don't understand. Predictability kills seduction. A woman needs uncertainty to feel alive. The man who can create emotional unpredictability without toxicity is the man she keeps chasing. Let's go deeper. Intermittent reinforcement. This principle from behavioral psychology is one of the strongest drivers of obsession. Women especially, become addicted to unpredictable rewards, like slot machines. If you win every time, it's boring. But if the reward comes randomly, you get hooked. That's how casinos make billions, and how you make her emotionally addicted. In dating, this means sometimes you reply fast, sometimes not at all, sometimes playful, sometimes detached. Not to hurt, but to create emotional rhythm, emotional complexity. That rhythm, it's addictive. Women don't fall for nice. They fall for emotionally engaging. You create highs and ambiguity. That tension trains her mind to associate you with emotional intensity. You don't need to be rich, tall, or famous, but you must understand her mind. Women aren't seduced by logic. They're seduced by emotion, perception, mystery. Create a loop she can't escape, and she'll crave you without knowing why. Here's an example. A client of mine, shy, introverted, chased a woman for months. Flowers, dinners, sweet texts. Nothing worked. I gave him one piece of advice. Disappear, no drama, just vanish. 3 days later, she was blowing up his phone. Her mind couldn't process the sudden emptiness. Constant attention becomes noise. Remove it, it becomes a vacuum. And women hate vacuums, they fill it with thoughts of you. This isn't cruelty, it's understanding psychology. Most guys hear this and play games. Don't, games are fake. This is about being intentional, grounded. Strategic, masculine. You don't react, you design. That's dark seduction, not lies, not tricks. Engineered experiences that pull her into your frame, your emotional world. When she's in that world, she stops comparing, stops looking elsewhere, because no one else makes her feel that magnetic danger, that fire. And here's the real secret. Seduction starts before you even speak. It starts with the energy you radiate. That's framing dominance, controlling the lens through which others see reality. Women fall not for who you are, but for the story you pull them into. If your frame says, "I'm the prize, I'm the mystery, you're entering my world," she adjusts herself to that narrative. Two men can say the same words, one gets ignored, the other, she's hooked, because his energy makes her crave his validation. Not because he asks for it, but because his frame makes it irresistible. Now, let's talk implanted thought loops. From NLP, one of the most subtle, powerful seduction tools. Instead of trying to impress her, you plant a thought that replays long after you've gone. Example: isn't it strange how sometimes you meet someone, and for no reason, you can't stop thinking about them? Say it casually with eye contact and you've planted the seed. Her mind associates that thought with you. Or reverse projection, where you reflect her hidden desires back at her. Not "you're sexy, every guy says that." Instead, "you know what I like. You act so innocent, but there's something wild in your eyes. I can see it." You awaken the part of her she keeps hidden. That's what bonds her to you, not with logic, but soul. And here's why most men fail. They try these techniques, but their energy betrays them. They don't embody what they say. To play with her mind, you must own yours first. Psychological dissonance, another powerful tool. Behave in ways that contradict her expectations. Warm one moment, serious the next. Playful then deep. That unpredictability, it's magnetic. The greatest seducers knew this. Casanova, Don Juan, Zanparian. They didn't rely on tricks. They mastered emotional gravity. Light and dark, safety and danger, desire and uncertainty. That's what keeps her hooked. Addiction to a man doesn't come from love. It comes from volatility, from emotional spikes. Give her that, and you won't need to convince her of anything. She'll convince herself, and it starts before you even speak. Non-verbal dominance, your energy, your body language, calm, grounded, slow, decisive. A man who understands this doesn't need lines. His presence does the work. Symbolic association, anchoring yourself to triggers like scent, music, or phrases. Pair a unique cologne with intense moments later. Just the scent brings you to mind. And finally, calibrated emotional denial. Don't give her full certainty. She asks, "Do you miss me?" You smile, "What do you think?" Now she's invested, searching for meaning. The ultimate key: flip the frame, stop trying to win her, make her feel she's winning you. Playful detachment: "I'm still figuring out if you're my type." Now she qualifies herself, and the one qualifying is always the one chasing. This is the mark of a true seducer, not trickery, but mastery of the mind. The ability to awaken what no man has dared to touch, to create subtle tension, to activate dormant fantasies. To live rent-free in her head, not because you gave her everything, but because you made her feel everything. If you're ready to stop chasing and start pulling her in with your silence, your energy, your mystery, then apply this. And tell me, which tactic hit you hardest? Which will you try first? Drop a comment. Like this video like a man who knows what he wants. Subscribe, because what's coming next will take you deeper, darker, and more dangerous than you've ever been. A man who can hold that tension without breaking is rare. He shows her, without words, that his control isn't over her, but over himself. And that's what makes surrender inevitable. Now, let's talk about one of the most advanced techniques in dark seduction: emotional framing reversal. This is where you flip the dynamic. Instead of seeking her approval, you subtly position her as the one trying to win you. The key is playful detachment, not arrogance. When you say, "I'm still deciding if you're my type," you gently reverse the pressure. Now, she starts qualifying herself, trying to meet your unspoken standard, and the one who qualifies is the one chasing. The more she chases, the more invested she becomes, and the more invested, the more emotionally open. That openness, it's the gateway to influence, not through manipulation, but through experience design. Because true seduction isn't about tricks, it's about awakening what no one else dares touch. There's a deeper level of seduction most men never reach. Not because it's hidden, but because it demands mastery over something far more dangerous than lines or tactics: their own mind. To play with a woman's thoughts is not about deceiving her. It's about creating emotional experiences she didn't know she craved. It's about stirring dormant fantasies, building tension, and offering mystery without ever needing to explain. When you do that, you don't just win attention, you live in her mind, you echo in her memory, you become the symbol she can't erase. Because in the end, women don't remember the men who gave them everything. They remember the ones who made them feel everything. The men who disrupted their patterns, challenged their self-image, and unlocked deeper desires. That's your role. The man who seduces not with words, but with presence. Not with neediness, but by offering a psychological experience that haunts her, in the best way possible. If you've made it this far, it means you're different. You're one of the rare few willing to go deeper, to explore what most fear, the truths about human attraction and the mind's hidden desires. So ask yourself, what would change if you applied this? What if you stopped chasing and started pulling women in with your silence, your mystery, your energy? Imagine being the man she can't quite figure out. The blueprint is in your hands, now it's time to use it. Before you go, I want to hear from you. Which idea struck you the hardest? Which psychological tactic will you try first? Drop a comment. Your voice isn't just for the algorithm. It fuels this movement, like this video, like a man who knows what he wants. Subscribe, because what comes next will be darker, deeper, more dangerous in all the right ways. Share this with a man who needs to wake up before it's too late. The power to seduce her mind, it's yours now. Use it wisely. Here's the final truth most men will never hear. Seduction isn't a game you play with her. It's a game you play with yourself, because if you can't master your own impulses, your need for validation, your urge to impress, your fear of rejection, you'll always lose. Women feel that weakness. They sense when a man is ruled by his hunger instead of his control. That's why the most magnetic men seem untouchable. It's not that they don't want women, it's that they don't need them, and that energy, it's addictive. It creates curiosity and then desire, and once desire is unlocked at the mental level, the physical follows naturally. Because what starts in the mind finishes in the body. Here's your challenge. For the next 24 hours, say less. Observe more, hold eye contact just 1 second longer than is comfortable. When you speak, lower your tone. Slow your movements. Let tension build. Let silence speak for you. And watch how the world responds. Watch how she responds, because once you taste that power, the power of psychological seduction, you'll realize something. It was never about lines or tricks or games. It was always about you, the man you choose to be, the energy you choose to project, and the depths you're willing to explore. Remember, dark seduction is not about harm, it's about awakening. And when you can awaken what's buried deep inside her, you won't just capture her attention, you'll own her fascination. If this resonated with you, you know what to do. Comment below. What's the one psychological weapon you're ready to master? Like this video if you felt the shift. Subscribe, because next time we're going deeper into territory most men are too afraid to touch. And if you're ready for that, you're already ahead of 99% of them. Stay sharp, stay dangerous, stay untouchable. Remember, attraction isn't given, it's taken. Go claim what's yours. Or don't wait for permission. Become the man she can't ignore. Or master the game or stay invisible. The choice is yours.